for the diabetes control program. Municipal corporation, of course, I don't know कि आप लोग में से कितने लोग म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन का नाम आते ही किस तरह का रिएक्शन करेंगे मुझे मालूम नहीं है, बट आई एम श्योर दैट नाउ वी आर ट्राइंग टू इम्प्रूव अवर इमेज. म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन के कई प्रोग्राम्स है हेल्थ में, हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट में. उसमें से एक अभी जो नॉन कम्युनिकेबल डिजीज इज लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. इट्स नॉट ओनली डायबिटीज. तो मेरा जो टॉक है इट विल, आई विल नॉट रिस्ट्रिक्ट इट ओनली डायबिटीज, बट इट विल ऑल्सो इंक्लूड लॉट ऑफ अदर इश्यूज विच इज रिलेटेड टू नॉन कम्युनिकेबल डिजीज, which is actually important for prevention of diabetes. When we talk of prevention, we just think of diabetes है शक्कर मत खाओ, डायबिटीज है ये मत करो, लेकिन उसके लिए जीवन शैली में जो सुधार करना है, उसके लिए जो हमारा डे टू डे लाइफ में जो हमें आचरण में डालना है वो हम नहीं कहीं कर पाते. तो मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन में थोड़ा सा मैंने वो भी डाला है, थोड़ा से इश्यू जो हमें सबको मिलके काम करना है. इट्स नॉट ओनली द जॉब ऑफ गवर्नमेंट फॉर प्रिवेंशन, बट इट इज ऑल्सो द जॉब ऑफ ऑल द communities, all the society at large has to work on it. So I here invite all of you to take some of the points wherever, whichever field you are working, please work on those things, whichever you can make a difference on those particular aspects. So I begin with my first slide. Can I just have a little lighter slides? Sure. I mean light, sorry. ये हमारा कैंपेन है कंट्रोल डायबिटीज एंड हाइपरटेंशन एक्ट नाउ. ये हमने 2011 में म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन ने लॉन्च किया, when actually the national government is not looking in non communicable disease at all, क्योंकि आपको मालूम है कि भारत में माता व बाल कल्याण का जो है, जो सबसे ज्यादा फोकस है वो वाले प्रोग्राम पे है. दूसरा है टीबी और मलेरिया. सो ये जो चीजें हैं वो अभी भी भारत में इतने बड़े पैमाने पे हमको कंसर्न है कि उसी पे वो प्रोग्राम पे ध्यान दिया जाता है. लेकिन जो मैं स्टैटिस्टिक्स आपको दिखाएगी, सो आई एम श्योर कि आप भी कन्विंस हो जाएंगे कि नाउ इट इज अ टाइम दैट वी हैव टू फोकस ऑन नॉन कम्युनिकेबल डिजीज, एंड देयर आर सर्टेन स्मॉल थिंग्स व्हिच वी ऑल, इफ वी implement in our lives, we can definitely control this big problem. Our program is eat twice, walk a mile, live life with a smile, and test yourself once a while. You will see these posters. I'm sure you must have noticed this whenever you are going around Mumbai, and we have tried to put these posters and things like that on the roads of the Mumbai. Next. कोई change करने वाला है? ये जो फैक्ट्स है ये थोड़े से फिगर्स है जो WHO, जो वर्ल्ड जागतिक आरोग्य संस्था जो है उसमें से लिए गए हैं, और इसके हिसाब से जो पूरे दुनिया में ऑलमोस्ट 68% डेथ्स इज बिकॉज ऑफ नॉन कम्युनिकेबल डिजीज. और इसी में है CVD मीन्स कार्डियोवास्कुलर डिजीज, यानी कि हार्ट और उसके रिलेटेड जो डेथ्स है, दैट इज ऑलमोस्ट 46%. Cancers is contributing to 22%, and diabetes is 4%. Though diabetes looks only 4%, because of diabetes जो heart के problems होते हैं, that you can see that the deaths are really high. This is again the adult health profile. Health profile मिले तो WHO जो सर्वे करता है हर साल, वो सर्वे के मुताबिक एडल्ट जो फिजिकली एक्टिव है उसका जो प्रमाण है only 31% is physically insufficient physical activity. Overweight है 35% और obese is around 12%. This is the world figures. We have India figures also, though India में obesity is not that high as compared to world. India has around 8 to 10% of obesity rates, and it differs. It is different in different cities. So I'm just right now projecting you the world figures. Of course, the red blood glucose you can see 9%. Raised blood pressure is almost 40%. So what we should be worrying about is the blood pressure. And you won't believe that if you have a stage 1 or 2 hypertension, your chances of getting the mortality due to that, means your chances of dying due to hypertension stage 1 and 2 is very, very high. There are published papers in international journals and researches which says that because of stage 1 and 2 hypertension, the mortality is extremely high. The chances of deaths are very high. Sorry. Oh, okay. I have to finish by 2:30. That's why I was a little fast. Okay. Of course, I can share with you the statistics little later. We may not go in the detail of statistics. Next. भारत में क्या है? भारत में अगेन दिस इज अ फिगर ऑफ ऑल द डेथ्स इन इंडिया. This is a 2012 WHO report which shows that in India जितने deaths हुए उसमें 60% death was due to non-communicable disease, which includes cancer, diabetes, respiratory disease, heart disease, everything. So you can see in this chart, you can see the cardiovascular disease is almost 26%, cancers is 7%, respiratory disease is 13%, diabetes is 2%, and other non-communicable disease is 12%. So if you compare the communicable disease versus non-communicable, definitely you will realize that non-communicable disease is becoming a major threat to our population. And that is why we all have to work to definitely work to control, or I would say prevent, the non-communicable disease. Probability of dying, I've already put that between 30 to 70 years due to this 4 major NCDs is 26%. So these are some of the researches and some of the surveys which has been conducted by WHO all over the country, and these are the figures which is derived from those surveys. Next. Diabetes per se, just one slide. पूरे जग में 371 million cases are approximately there in diabetes. Especially you can see India is the second leading. I mean, of course, India is always leading in almost all the problems of the world. I would say that population-wise also we are second, yes, we stand second. But even diabetes also we are not far. I mean, we are competing with China. We are 60 million right now, and by 2030 we are going to cross 100 million. Now 100 million यानी बच्चे कितना होता है? बताओ कोई? How much is 100 million? Fast, youngsters. Yeah, almost. Good. So 100 millions we are going to cross in 2030. So you can think of this diabetes as a major disease. And of course, this is taken from the IDF, International Diabetic Federation of World, and they bring out this report every year. So this is that report which showing and highlighting why India is standing at a border of having a big volcano which is going to erupt in future. Next. So what is the rule of Hall's? What is happening is diabetes, out of the total cases, only 50% people know that they are diabetic. इधर से भी अगर हम टेस्ट करेंगे आज के ऑडियंस में, I am sure 50% लोगों को मालूम ही नहीं होगा कि उनको डायबिटीज है. Means there is no symptoms. Out of those who get diagnosed, only 50% gets treatment. And out of those who start the treatment, only 50% continue to take it regularly. So this is called rule of Hall's, and that is where the crux is. We know it, but we cannot do anything about it. I am a diabetic, but I don't take my treatment regularly because so many XYZ reasons. So we need to understand why is these things happening. There are so many issues into it. There is a government issue, there is a service issue, there is a, our food and our behavior and our lifestyle issues. So these all things we have to really think together. And of course, I'm going to come to the youngsters at the little earlier, because this all problem starts in the younger age. And definitely it is related to your unhealthy food and unhealthy lifestyle, and definitely it is the lack of exercise. So these are the major issues which I want to discuss it today, and how do we tackle this if we want to bring it in our daily lifestyle. So of course, I think you can read all this thing. The major focus over here is that diabetes is no longer a disease of an old age. Even a person of 28 years or 30 years also getting diabetes. I'm sure you must have heard of youngsters of 30 year and 32 year has got heart attack, right? So all the age which was known that 35 के या 50 के बाद में होता है, ऐसा नहीं है. अभी ये सब चीजें हैं यंग जनरेशन में आने लगी है. And now 50 years from now you can think that if our hospitals you are to visit, all people who are more younger will be seen as a heart patients, stroke patients and whatnot. So let us work together to have some difference in this mortality. Next. Of course, the WHO has recognized the risk factors. The major, very simple, these risk factors we all can control. One is healthy diet, you have to practice that. Increasing physical activity and avoidance of tobacco. These are the three major risk factors which are responsible. And if you control that, what you can do is 80% of premature heart disease, 80% of diabetes and 40% of cancer can be prevented. So can we do that? This is a documented fact. This is the recommendation of WHO for all the countries, that if you practice prevention of all these factors, then you can definitely have a healthier future. Next. Mumbai scenario. Mumbai has a population of almost 12.4 millions, that is 1 crore 24 lakh. This is the official census population. I am sure there is more. 1.5 crore के आसपास अपनी जनसंख्या है मुंबई की. Slums है almost 50%, slum wards at 24 wards, and Mumbai ka prevalence diabetes ka around 8 to 9%, and we have hypertension prevalence of 25 to 30%. Of course, there may be some doctors in the audience who may differ, who may say, oh, it is very high, but this is what the official figures I have got. So, I mean, we will not debate it. 20% or 30% or 40% doesn't make any difference. We know there is a problem, so we have to accept it and we have to go ahead. Next. मैंने पहले भी बताया कि टोबैको, अल्कोहल, फिजिकल एक्टिविटी एंड डाइट, these are the 4 major risk factors for all these non-communicable disease, and if these factors are looked into, then we can definitely have a major difference in diabetes and hypertension profile of a country. The national government has launched a national control program which is in a nascent stage. It is in a very early stage, and that focuses on prevention through behavior change. The first strategy of national government. प्रिवेंशन थ्रू बिहेवियर चेंज मीन्स अपनी जो रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में जो लाइफस्टाइल है, अपना जो बिहेवियर है वो बदले. सो दैट इज द फर्स्ट मेन इंपॉर्टेंट प्रिवेंशन. नंबर 2 इज अर्ली डायग्नोसिस ट्रीटमेंट. अगेन मेडिकल लैंग्वेज में अगर बोला जाए तो दिस बिकम्स लिटिल लेटर. फर्स्ट इज अस. सो इफ यू सी द फर्स्ट strategy, that is behavior change, that is the main crux, and where is we are all responsible for ourselves for that. The communities are responsible for that. Then अगर उससे कंट्रोल नहीं हो रहा है, so then जिसको डायबिटीज होता है, ब्लड प्रेशर होता है, फिर आप वो डॉक्टर के पास जाओ, ट्रीटमेंट लो, दवाई लो, फिर वो हेल्थ सिस्टम है, सर्विसेज है कि नहीं, ये सब बातें फिर आती है. So पहली जो बात है वो है प्रिवेंशन थ्रू बिहेवियर चेंज, and that is the most important aspect for control and prevention of non-communicable disease. Again, treatment, capacity building of human resource. Like capacity building, we have to train our youth, we have to train our communities that how to handle this situation. Next is surveillance monitoring. This is of course the government part. We keep doing all this all the time. And national target for diabetes is halt the progress of diabetes by 2025. So let's see how we can do that. Next. So MCGM, as I was talking, कि म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन ने 2011 में ये प्रोग्राम शुरू किया. We started with a very small objective. One was to create awareness on diabetes and hypertension, promote screening. हमने लास्ट ईयर भी ये कैंप्स लगाए थे. ऑलमोस्ट 1.5 लाख मुंबईकर को हमने ये कैंप्स के थ्रू स्क्रीन किया था. एंड ये साल भी अभी 14 नवंबर इज अ वर्ल्ड डायबिटीज डे, जिसके दौरान हम कुछ कैंप्स या कुछ बूथ लगा देंगे पूरे मुंबई में, जिसमें आप जाके स्क्रीन वगैरह कर सकते हो, या तो अगर आप चाहो तो अपने डॉक्टर्स के से भी करा सकते हो. सेकंड इज टू प्रोवाइड डायग्नोसिस एंड ट्रीटमेंट सर्विस इन प्राइमरी हेल्थ केयर सेटिंग. म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन का मेन एजेंडा है कि हम जो सर्विसेज देते हैं वो स्लम एंड स्लम लाइक कम्युनिटीज में है. सो 50% ऑफ मुंबई's population live in slum and slum-like areas. So our all services is basically focusing on that particular thing. We have our primary healthcare setting. Primary healthcare बोले तो जो dispensaries है, primary health centers है. मुंबई में almost 180 के आसपास हमारे primary health centers हैं, 160 हमारे dispensary है. तो इसमें से खुले हुए डिस्पेंसरी में हमने अभी डायबिटीज और ब्लड प्रेशर का ट्रीटमेंट भी हमने शुरू करा दिया है. तो हमने वो डॉक्टर्स को ट्रेन किया, जो चीजें लगने वाली है वो सब सर्विस देने के लिए वो भी सब हमने सेट कर रखी है. सो ये प्रोग्राम अभी काफी स्टेबल है, एंड स्लोली वी आर एक्सपैंडिंग दिस सर्विसेज. एंड थर्ड, आवर ऑब्जेक्टिव इज टू एम्पावर द पेशेंट्स विद रिक्वायर्ड नॉलेज. जैसे लॉट ऑफ पेशेंट्स डोंट नो कि डायबिटीज एक बार बोला तो इतना डर जाते हैं. दे आर स्कैर्ड ऑफ इंसुलिन, दे आर स्कैर्ड ऑफ लाइक डायबिटीज है तो अभी मेरे को क्या, लाइक जैसे पहले HIV के बारे में होता था, किसी को बोला कि आपको HIV है तो व्हाट टेंशन दे यूज्ड टू गेट, यू नो. सिमिलरली इवन पर्सन को बोला जाता है कि डायबिटीज है तो काफी लोग ऐसे होते हैं कि जो बहुत टेंशन में आ जाता है. काफी लोग कहते हैं ठीक है चलो जाने दो, दवाई खा लेंगे, बाकी का कुछ जरूरत नहीं. तो ये जो पेशेंट एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम है कि अगर डायबिटीज है तो आगे कॉम्प्लिकेशंस कैसे ना हो, तुम्हारा पैर जो है वो कैसे ना काटना पड़े, आपका जो आंख का जो कॉम्प्लिकेशन है, आपको हृदय का जो कॉम्प्लिकेशन है वो कैसे ना हो, इस चीजों की जो जानकारी है वो पेशेंट्स को और पेशेंट एजुकेशन देना बहुत जरूरी है. तो ये प्रोग्राम नहीं हमने थोड़ा पैमाने पे शुरू कर दिया है. So these are the 3 objectives of our program. The main objective is to create awareness, and that is why we undertake campaign, and I invite all of you at whatever level you are, please participate at your colleges or schools or whichever organization you belong. Please have some sort of awareness activities in your institution. Next. Our programs has a lot of other aspects. One is awareness campaign. I told you the services. We have house-to-house surveys in the slum where the our volunteers go in the house to house and they bring the patients for screening. We do the random sugar test in our primary health center. So these surveys we take 2 or 3 times in a year. We have special camps in the community. These are called the screening camps. We have workplace intervention. Municipal खुद हमने अपने employees 15,000 employees को हमने screen किया और हमें उसमें भी prevalence काफी high गया है. दूसरा है स्कूल प्रोग्राम. हमने स्कूल प्रोग्राम 2 साल पहले किया था. अभी फिर से ये बार हम स्कूल के टीचर्स और नोडल जो टीचर्स हैं उनको हम टीच करने वाले हैं कि बच्चों के लिए क्या क्या किया जाए, या तो उनके जो करिकुलम है उसमें क्या अपन चेंजेस कर सकते हैं. सो ये सब सारी चीजें हैं, ये हम प्रोग्राम के अंतर्गत करते हैं. नेक्स्ट. These are some of the statistics. I feel this is for the program purpose. Around 15 to 20,000 patients are right now in treatment in all our dispensaries. I think I'll not go in detail because for this audience, I don't think so. This is very important. This is for our purpose. Next. So this is our awareness campaign. Aage jao. Our Honorable Mayor and our Honorable Commissioner really take personal interest in all these activities. As you can see, that whole standing committee and the public health committee people, which comprises of all the municipal corporators and all the political parties, they come together. We have launched a book which is called Begin Today, and this is basically a book where you can have just question answers on diabetes. This we distribute to our health personnel, our diabetes patients and all. So we'll try to expand these services also, and definitely there is an administrative and political commitment to control this. Though it is not the mandatory duty of MCGM to tackle this, but we have taken this on top priority. Next. We have mass screening World Diabetes Day event. You can see, I think the picture is not very good, but the Honorable Mayor actually inaugurated this screening camp last year. This time also we are planning that on World Diabetes Day, which is 14 November, we'll have some kind of events and with the schools and colleges and all those things. Plus workplace intervention programs, screening camps, and we have some partnerships with some of the corporate sectors in some of the services. Next. And of course, what is the problem? The problem is NCD is not a felt need. मुझे नहीं हो सकता है. लोगों को मालूम नहीं है कि हर कोई at a risk of diabetes. हमें लगता है वो उसका प्रॉब्लम है, उसका प्रॉब्लम है, मेरा प्रॉब्लम नहीं, मुझे कभी नहीं हो सकता है. So NCD is not a felt need. Second thing is a urban lifestyle. हमारी जो lifestyle है वो ऐसी बन गई है कि खाने का टाइम नहीं है, ब्रेकफास्ट का टाइम नहीं है. किस पे जी रहे हैं? वड़ा पाव पे. Sure? What have you eaten in last 3 days? Breakfast में? Sandwich. And what else? Maggie, okay. I'll come to that Maggie noodles also, wait. So, if you ask any school or the college youth nowadays, college के बाहर क्या मिलता है? वड़ा पाव, समोसा, डोसा, sandwiches. Is this the right food? Chinese, yes. Is this the right food? No. So then, why are you not changing? Okay, we'll come to it later. So, of course, urban lifestyle, unhealthy eating habits, stress, lack of exercise, these are all the things which we feel that somebody should do it. Yeah, you should do it. You should do it. I won't do it. So this is the reason why it is not a felt need, and that's why we want to create not only awareness. Awareness यानी मुझे मालूम है, लेकिन वो आचरण में रखना, behavior change उसमें से होना और वो sustain होना. यानी आज मैंने एक्सरसाइज कर ली, 1 हफ्ता मैंने कर ली, 2 हफ्ता किया, ये छोड़ दिया, ठीक है अभी बाद में जाएंगे. मैंने भी ऐसे ही किया. I mean, when I started, it's very difficult to keep up that pace. So somewhere that thing has to come in our routine culture, I would say, in our religion. Why don't we make exercise and healthy eating as a religion and follow it, you know? And that's how we build up our healthy communities. So that is what is needed. Poor health-seeking behavior, of course, comes little later. Lack of availability and affordability of healthy food options. जैसे मैंने कहा कि ये सब बच्चे जो है, of course हम भी जब भी कॉलेज में थे, जास्ती टाइम हमने यही सब खाया है, वड़ा पाव है, समोसाज है, whatever. We don't realize at that time for 15-20 years we eat these things. At the end of it, what are we getting? Diabetes and hypertension. So is it your life so cheap? No. So start making choices, right choices. So that is why options. Do we have good options in the market right now? Suppose कॉलेजेस के सामने वड़ा पाव के बजाय कोई सलाड्स और सूप्स के बार्स लगा दिए तो आप जाओगे? नहीं? Oh shit, come on, don't tell me. I'm just telling you, these are the food options. If you get good options, whether you will go and take it or not. So these are the things which we need to think on. The children, the youth especially has to create that demand so that the vendors has to also think, okay, बच्चों को तो ये healthy options भी पसंद है, मेरा business उसमें भी होने वाला है, तो why not to have? So somewhere the children has to start these kind of things, this kind of demands has to be generated so that it's a good business for even people who do it, you know. And then lack of prevention policies. Of course, in India, still we have little lack of policies. I would say that I would come to the policy a little later. Maybe it is not right for this audience, but when we have a dialogue at the national government, at the state level, we think of policies also and how effectively we can implement this policy for control of non-communicable disease. Our program, in a short, we are trying to upgrade our program. Lab facilities ये है वो है काफी कुछ हम कर रहे हैं. But what I want to right now talk about is little bit of more social issues. Next. So what are the key action areas? We all together, what we can do? One is focus on primary prevention. Just not think of diabetes and hypertension. Think of your healthy lifestyle. Market what matters for healthy life. So what is a healthy life? Like I heard that day John Abraham is coming on Standard Chartered and talking. Like, you know, you should do exercise and run and all. So of course he's doing a good job and I really appreciate. So such things should be marketed in a better way. Strong public health policies on diet, exercise, availability of healthy food, beverages, elimination of trans fat. Like we are using the fat in the diet. Of course, there is somebody who is coming and talking about the fat, and I mean there is a nutritional, or somebody is talking on obesity. Definitely you can ask questions at that time, but we have to look into what kind of oils we are using. You know, like most of the questions comes is ye oil vaparna hai, wo oil vaparna hai. So we have to have a correct knowledge about the oils which we are supposed to use and which is okay and which is acceptable and how much is acceptable. Like if you ask me how much salt we should eat only 1 teaspoon of salt per person per day. That is 5 grams. The WHO recommended level is 5 grams of salt per person per day. We cannot exceed that. But of course that's at a population level. When it comes to a routine practice, बहुत difficult है ये करना. But up to say 8 grams is still okay, acceptable. You can reduce. Right now, what is the consumption? You know that? How much salt we eat in a day? Any idea? 1 person per day? More than 15 grams. And the recommended level is less than 5 grams. So if you want to control your blood pressure, if you want to control your heart disease and all those things, you have to cut down on your salt. And salt कहाँ से आता है? Cooking. And who is in charge of cooking? We all ladies, right? Of course, nowadays men also, they do cook. So that's important. So cooking is one thing, but processed food, whatever food we are using, of course not much problem in India, but in US, 70% of salt comes from the processed food. So they are trying to control the whole industry, cutting down the salt content in those food products, you know. Now you are going to, you said Maggi, right? Maggi ka salt content pado. Because for any processed food, to have that thing packed for 3 months, 6 months, you have to add salt. Salt is a preservative. So you cannot have any packed item without having a higher salt. So all the packed item comes is because of high salt. They have high salt. So all these packed, the more and more packed food we use, the more we are, you know, making ourselves eligible for having hypertension. So think of all these things. It's a big thing. It's not only just giving a treatment of diabetes and hypertension. These are some of the bigger issues which we all as a community has to think about it. Then is the build environment conducive for physical activity. मुझे physical activity करना है, मुझे exercise करना है, लेकिन मेरे पास कुछ options है क्या? मेरे office में कुछ machines है? नहीं है. Okay, then what can I do? Take a break in between, go for a walk, at least half an hour go for a walk. Or if you are going, say from the station, you are going to the office, walk it up. If you are going by staircase, idhar aaj 3 mala hai, to you can just use the stairs. You know, in these things, like in city like Mumbai, we don't have much open spaces. We don't have joggers park everywhere. So then in our whatever available environment, how can we do exercise? So probably make it a rule that, okay, every day I'll climb at least 2 or 3 floors, 2-3 times. So that makes you little bit exercise. Half an hour walk in the morning or whenever you get time. Or okay, from the station you are taking a rickshaw which is just 5 minutes away, walk it up that much. ये जो चीजें हैं छोटे-छोटे that we can definitely do. And some yoga and meditation, of course, you can always include that in your daily routine. Promotion for healthy diet and physical exercise in schools. This is a big event. If there are school teachers in this audience, I would definitely request you that there are school curriculums available on the Google. You just Google it, school curriculum for healthy exercise and diet. You get n number of nice curriculums. You can adapt that. Put it in your school curriculum or at least one class every day or kiva once in a week to teach the students and to implement it. Like you can encourage in the parent-teacher association meetings, you can ask the mothers to come with the recipes, you know, and I'm sure every mother is fighting to have a nutritious breakfast. Kya dena hai bachcho ko? So we are actually sending some circulars to all the schools. We are also attaching some recipes which are healthy for the children, and we are also calling some you know, school canteens owners, and we are telling them, okay, in your canteens please put these healthy menus. So how much it is effective is up to us. The onus is in the community. You are now the parents, your children are going to the schools. Make sure that if you can change the habits and the style and the food menus which is served in those schools, you can have a dialogue during your parents teachers meeting in the schools, and you can ask the principals that whether they can do this, and I'm sure they can do it. Like in US, what they have done is they used to have vending machines. Now they have totally banned those vending machines in the schools. So similarly in our schools, we can definitely ask the principals to have these kind of, you know, restrictions in the school, that children cannot bring, say, pack food or things. Children should have only healthy foods. Even in the canteens, they should have a healthy menu. So of course, at our level, we'll definitely try to, you know, send some regulations and some things. But at large, as a community, we have all these responsibilities combined. Social marketing, of course, we can make the health as a social marketing issue. We can actually package the healthy food in a better way. So that's where the social marketing comes into practice. Engagement of food and beverage industry, which is a big issue. Of course, not in my preview, but still I'd just like to touch upon it. Like what is called as a responsible business activities. What is the responsible, you know, the business proportions. Like a lot of giants are been advertising as a healthy food has become a big business. Everywhere in the mall you go, you get it is what? Healthy food, or something like less salt, less sugar. But are they really less salt and sugar? So we have to think on that. So please look into all these issues when we are going to the mall. So I'll come to the mall culture a little later. Corporates. If there are some corporates in the crowd, please think that if you have employees, say more than 15 or 20, you can have a wellness program for that. You can have kind of, you know, activities within your organizations where you can promote this physical activity and healthy food in your own environment, in your own settings. And last but not the least is multi-state partnership. I invite all of you, if any one of you is interested, you can partner with us. Next. Of course, I will not touch this. Next. These are some of the best by interventions which is recommended by WHO. Best by means this is the best option. If you can do this, then you can control the non-communicable disease. So in that, some of the recommendation is, of course, the slide is not very good. This is by the World Economic Forum, which has actually published this report where they've said that what are the best options which a country can adopt as a policy matter. And that is why they are saying that unhealthy diet and physical activity, either you can raise the taxes to those foods, or, you know, you can definitely promote the levels of those particular ingredients in the food. So these are some of the options where all the governments and so many sectors, it's not only the health sector. In fact, it is health ko chhod ke sab sectors ne kaam karna hai. That's what I would say over here. It is the agriculture, it is the food, it is the retailer, it is the corporate. So many people has to work on it. It's not only health. Health comes little later. First, for preventions, all these the giants has to really work on it. So these are some of the best by intervention. Next. And of course, our national government has also some of the strategies in the current 5-year plan which is going on. So they are into phase of implementation. So let's hope so the legislations and everything comes very soon. Next. Yes. So my favorite topic is mall culture. Everyone likes to go for the malls, likes to go and do the shopping. We have gone to buy 10 items, but we'll end up buying 30 items. Isn't it?
Yes.
Is it not the case?
Yes.
Yeah, because the other day even I had gone with the list, okay, this 10 items only. I'm not going to buy 11th one. But definitely I ended up buying 15. Because dikhta hai, baar hai, arey baba, so many options. 1 + 1 free. Very good. Buy it. But this 1 + 1 free comes at the cost of our own one life, right? So we have to think that. And here is the crux. Like whether this mall culture is going to lead us anywhere. Is this the responsible thing, or are we supposed to be very smart enough so that we can control our urges to buy those things? Definitely the purchasing powers has gone up. But then at the cost of what? Are we not damaging our own bodies by doing this? So these are some of the thoughts. This is one clip, I came across a small news which has appeared in Ahmedabad newspapers. There is a client, somebody has, put a case against Nestle, which is oat noodles, Maggi noodles, and they are saying, they were claiming, you know, that this is the healthy noodles, nutritious. I think Madhuri Dixit, I mean, I don't want to name it, but then it is being promoted as a healthy, nutritious breakfast. When the salt and the sugar and the fat content of this is examined, in fact, it is way high. So can we call it as nutritious? So all these claims has to be examined whether it is really healthy or not. So these are some of the questions which I leave to the audience. Like, we have the power whether to buy or not. The companies will have 10 things, they will give you 10 offers, but should we buy it or not? So the power is in our hand. So let's implement and let's practice that power which we have. Next. Some of the country experiences, a lot of countries have done this. It's not that it is not possible. It is possible. Like Argentina, Chile, Brazil, Mexico, these countries have salt reduction at population level. They have a big program. They have reduced the salt content of the bread to 25% in last 3 years. So they had this systematic program where you know, they've reduced the salt content in most of the bread. They've called all the bakery union and you know whatnot, and they gave them some levels that isse zyada nahi hona chahiye salt, and they've done it. UK has a very nice program, Change for Life. If you Google Change for Life, they have really nice program and videos, you know, where it is just appealing people to have a healthy life. So the UK has launched this program. There is this another launch in UK where they have sugar control up to 30%, you know. So they've just launched that program, and this is some book which I have come across. It is written by Michael Moss. He is a very well-known Pulitzer Prize winner author. It's the Salt, Sugar and Fat. And here he actually uncovers the truth of all the giants who's been actually luring us into buying some you know, less salt, less all these things. I have yet to read this book, but that's what what I read, I came across. So it's very important that we are aware as a consumer and we are aware as our rights. Next. Whether we can do it, yes. This is a particular example. Of course, medically we understand this, but this audience के लिए simple मैं कहना चाहूँगी कि फिनलैंड एक ऐसा देश था जिसमें 1972 और 75 के बीच में उनके जो ब्लड प्रेशर लेवल्स थे बहुत हाई थे. उनके जो हार्ट डिजीज के वजह से जो डेथ होते थे, which was very very high. The government decided to have a strategy and they had you know, implemented this salt reduction at the population level. So उसके बाद में जब उन्होंने ये प्रोग्राम शुरू किया 1972 या 75 में, up to 92, in 20 years, they have a significant reduction in their blood pressure levels of entire men and women. And of course there was a reduction in the stroke. Stroke यानी जो पक्षाघात बोलते हैं ना, लकवा जो बोलते हैं, उसकी जो mortality थी वो भी काफी reduce हो गई. So this is a documented paper. It is available on the net. It is a country example. I thought I'll share with you. So it is a combined effort. It is not only the government. The people also has to be aware, and they have to also voluntarily come forward that okay, we will reduce the salt in our own diet. So these are some of the things which we need to look into. Next. So on the World Diabetes Day campaign, though it is called World Diabetes Day, I take it as not only diabetes but control of your sugar, salt and fat. And because the whole thing, you cannot separate one from each other, you know. So on this, we have our slogan this year. It's make healthy food the easy choice, healthy eating, make the right choice. So we will be coming out with some posters. If any one of you interested, we can definitely give you these and you can put it up in your premises. And of course, under the CSR, we seek partnerships. If any of you are interested, you can get in touch with me. And any other questions I like to take next. So let's work towards some healthy communities and let's have a good future ahead. Thank you. I think I finished.
किसी को कुछ पूछना है? हाँ जी.
डायबिटीज एक जो जनरेशंस मीन्स यूजुअली फैमिली हिस्ट्री जो आप बोलते हैं कि आपके अगर पेरेंट्स को है तो आपको हो सकता है, तो इस ऐसे ही प्रकार के केसेस बहुत कम होते हैं. जैसे कि पूरा जो 100 केसेस लिया गया तो उसमें 10 या 15 या 20% लोगों को इस तरह के फैमिली हिस्ट्री है तो आपको डायबिटीज हुआ. लेकिन ज़्यादातर जो डायबिटीज़ है वो अपनी लाइफस्टाइल और इसकी वजह से होता है कि हमारे जो खाने पीने की जो चीज़ें हैं जो बराबर नहीं है, जो बचपन से हमने नहीं प्रैक्टिस में की है, तो उसकी वजह से होता है. तो आप जो बोल रहे हैं वो डायबिटीज़ फैमिली हिस्ट्री जो है वो भी एक भाग है, मीन्स जिसके जो जीन्स या जिनके जो फैमिली में रन करता है तो वो भी एक है डेफिनेटली. सो इन दैट केस ऑल्सो अगर डायबिटीज़ भी है अगर आपको, फिर भी अगर लाइफस्टाइल चेंज होते हैं तो डायबिटीज़ कंट्रोल में हो तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. Not always, not 100%. There is a probability, like there are chances that he will have, like 50% chances अगर दोनों parents में है तो आपको होने का chances 50% है, अगर एक ही parent में है तो 25% है, इस तरह के combinations है.
I'd like to add actually. I think that is a more behavior. Parents and so that behavior is will work on behavior like समता का व्यवहार इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा सभी
Madam, government or any organization to promote every school for the physical education, PE classes every day.
I think it's lot of schools already have this PE classes as per my knowledge.
Once a week or either
twice a week. Yeah.
Okay, at least I know of 2 or 3 schools where they have the PE classes every day. And in fact, I would say that let us start somewhere. So we are actually the education department. See, this all relates to a lot of other departments, as I said. The education department can make it compulsory, half an hour or 1 hour of exercise day, exercise class every day for children. And I'm sure a lot of schools are promoting nowadays yoga also in the children. At least in the municipal schools, what we had the meetings, we have decided that we'll have exercise every day. One at least half an hour class. So definitely it can be replicated in all the private schools, but it has to come through the right authority. If the education department decides, it can definitely be done. And I'm not right now much aware whether it is there or not, but we can find out if they are being implemented in the schools or not. It's a very good suggestion, and definitely I think the education department is working on it. Tobacco basically has nicotine in it, and nicotine is basically known to cause atherosclerosis. So what happens is, if it is not a direct related to diabetes, but tobacco causes your arteries to thicken. So your risk for heart disease increases. If you are a diabetic plus you are a smoker or you are a tobacco eater, then what happens is your arteries, which is already damaged, your microcirculation is damaged because of diabetes, and in top of it your nicotine damages, it thickens your arteries. So both these together causes lot of damage and you get a heart disease. Yes, so it has got effects because it's, after all, it's a chemical. So nicotine has lot of side effects. It also has, constrictive effect on your arteries. So it also indirectly causes hypertension. And of course, cancer is another thing which it can cause. So tobacco may not be directly related to diabetes, but it has got chemicals which damages your arteries and vessels.
If you have been to Cooper Hospital, must have an authentic center that how they do the testing of diabetes.
Usually diabetes is, there are 2-3 tests which you can test. One is your, of course, fasting sugar and your post-lunch. And there is a traditional method on which we have a biochemistry machine on which we do this test. And most of the machines are calibrated. It's not that they are, yes, these machines are calibrated. Another fast one, the one which you have, the small machine, that's called glucometer. So nowadays you have good quality of glucometer if you buy from the good companies. These also gives you almost, I would say,
10%.
Almost say 95% they are accurate. The third test, the third most important is HbA1c. It's a type of test which actually gives you a diabetes control, I mean your sugar control in last 3 months. So it gives you an overall idea, your risk of getting diabetes ahead. So these are some of the tests which most of the labs which are doing, and I'm sure that if it's a notified, it's a nice lab, they don't have this very bad machines. Most of the machines are calibrated and most of them are automated machines. So
But you're talking about the municipal offices or
no.
talking about private?
See, even private, the big laboratories, I would not name over here, but most of them have good, I mean, at least I have done my test, my parents and everybody, I am satisfied. And since you said that you have problems, of course, it is always good to confirm it with some other lab. And then all the 4 times, if you have not come across, you are not a higher side sugar, then well, enjoy.
Yeah, the moment my age is 60, it's always shown on the border.
Usually what happens is after 60s your glucose tolerance becomes little bit haywire. Okay, so most of the Indian patients after 60, what happens is little bit fasting post lunch, sugar becomes little higher side. So it is, we don't still label them as diabetes. You may be in a pre-diabetic stage.
So what is the right number of 12 hours or 14 hours total?
Ideally, it should be 8 to 10 hours. 12 hours is required for your lipid profile.
Okay.
Yeah, so 8 to 10 hours fasting is good enough. And number 2 is usually the laboratories have their own set, advices, because they will not do only your sugar, they will also do your lipid and all. So if you're going for that lipid test also, it is ideally 12 hours of fasting is required.
Thank you.
And what is the gap that you are supposed to keep when you're doing fasting post-lunch?
Post-lunch is usually 2 hours post-lunch.
Generally, many doctors at the clinics, they say that first you have breakfast,
Yes.
then you have lunch, and then after 2 hours. And some say that you have breakfast, heavy breakfast, and after 2 hours. So what is the right way?
Yeah, so what happens is, ideally, when they say heavy breakfast, our Indian heavy breakfast, we know how it is. So it is equally good. You can have heavy breakfast and you can have your sugar test done. Both ways are okay. As what the doctors is advise, I think you can take it. So whatever your doctor advises, it is good. There is no issue in it. So if you take, even if the heavy breakfast, the idea is to check your sugar levels, the response of your body to secrete the insulin and to control your sugar. So that's the idea. So whenever you take a heavy breakfast or a lunch, that mechanism we are testing, whether it is there normal in your body or not. So that's the thing. So either is okay.
Can the diabetes cured permanently, completely?
No.
I can answer that.
Who wants to? Yes.
I can answer
Please.
that. See, for last 5 years, we are giving medicines for diabetes. We have cured at least 10 to 15 people, 100%. From 480, they are normal today.
Very nice.
And this system, nobody is following.
Which is that?
We have got insulin plants. We give to people. They plant it in their house. They eat 2 leaves per day. That is enough. You go to Google, you'll get the complete details of that.
Sure.
At Nasik and in Mumbai, we are doing this for everybody.
What is the name of your plant?
No, this is all personal. Insulin plant is available everywhere.
Okay, I'm coming. I mean, I know this for the first time. I mean, I have not heard of it. Sorry.
If you want, you can go.
Okay.
go
Sure. Definitely, it's.
Plant, you can come. I'll give my address to you.
Please do.
Yeah, actually you can give it, you can just take it back.
Have you gone through some accreditation? I mean, I would say that.
No, my
Any scientific-
mother was suffering very badly, and that was very high. So this plant was bought at Nasik in my farm. She lived after that at least for 20 years
Okay.
Without any medicine.
without medicine. My friend whose toe is cut, he still is normal. After 480, he's come to normal. He is eating twice a day.
Okay. So we can explore this. Of course, I don't know at large scale whether we can promote this
Why?
because
You, it is that
we can debate it later. I think.
your plant as a gift, as a
Sure.
memento to somebody
Sure.
who are suffering from this.
So I think I'll go now. Yeah. Thank you very much. And I request all of you to please concentrate on your healthy lifestyle, especially healthy eating and exercise. Thank you.
Thank you, Daksha ji. Thank you. Thanks a lot.